Hey guys, it's Spicy, and in this video I'm going to bring you guys Cypher setups that I've seen pros use in recent tournaments with a lot of money. And specifically for this video, I'm going to focus on the Faze Valorant Invitational that just happened this past weekend. And I'm going to bring you guys Cypher setups from the grand final of that tournament. It was between TSM and Sentinels. The two respective Cyphers were Cutler and Dapper. They both did a terrific job of locking their points down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a small clip from that grand final game. What you're going to see is the Cypher setting up. And in some cases, you're going to see the result of that setup because there was a lot of times where the enemy attacked where the Cypher wasn't. I'll show you guys the clip and I'll come into custom games. I'll show you guys the setup. I'll break it down. I'll break down the strategy behind it. And I'll let you know what the pros themselves were thinking with the setup. So that way you can get an understanding of the setup and you can use it in your games. Anyways, guys, to start off, take a look at this first clip. It's going to be a pistol round and you're going to see the attacking team trying to rush B. But their rush is going to be slowed down because of the Cypher setup and his camera position. And ultimately, they're going to end up winning the round.
First out onto B from Garage.
Dapper's going to get a lot here with this camera. He hasn't activated it yet, but now, see, all the players are going to be stacked. The rotation is going to start to come through. The jet dash is going to be right in effect there in the wall control on Cypher. They're actually going to be tucked away inside of the corner. Cutler's going to make the best of a bad situation, I should say, though. Drone is going to follow up as well. Now that that wall is out, we're just going to give them no access to sight.
Alright guys, so what you saw there was near the end, Phoenix and Brimstone were going to back up. They were going to rotate to A as the B push didn't work out. And eventually what's going to happen is that the Brimstone and Phoenix are going to wipe out. Now that happened because the Sentinels were able to do a quick rotation because of the camera spot that saw all of the TSM teammates in Garage. So the first thing we're going to cover is the camera spot, which is something I told you guys in my advanced Cypher video a couple weeks ago, is that in a pistol round or you feel like there's going to be a rush or a round where you're not sure where the team is going to go, always go with an aggressive camera spot. So what you saw the Cypher do over there, as soon as the clock hit 0, he just put this camera up here and he backed off. And then as soon as he entered it, he could see the whole team rush. A bunch of question marks appeared on all his teammates' minimap, so they knew that they were at B and they could make an early rotation and they were able to stall. Now another thing you did see over there was a one-way smoke, which most people know by now. You line up in this corner, you come over here, and you just let this go over here and it works out well. So what he did in that first round is that he bought one cyber cage, so he put it over there. And the other thing he did was he also had a tripwire, which was over here. And the jet actually ran into this tripwire right at the end of her dash, so he got full value out of his whole setup and he was able to stall. Now what if the opponent was on A? What would he have done in that situation? Well, I could probably tell you what he would do most likely is he would start making an early rotation to A, knowing that it's a pistol round and they're either going to be A or B. And what he's going to do is while he's rotating to A, he's going to keep peeking his camera in Garage just to make sure that they don't do a delayed push into Garage. And also guys, to add on to all that, what I can tell you is that Dapper pretty much played B the whole game. TSM barely went B, they always went A or they went Heaven. And the common setup that you saw from Dapper mid-game was the one-way over here, the trap wire over here, and you also saw this trap wire in Heaven on B, and you saw a cage over there. This was the setup that I saw both Cyphers do most of the time on B. And also guys, the camera position that I saw from both Cyphers throughout the game on B was actually this one over here. And the reason for that I would tell you is simply because this camera spot over here, I think everyone and their mom knows it by now. So this camera spot in high elo, anything above diamond just gets auto shot. Alright guys, now we're on Bind and I'm going to show you a clip from the grand final game on Bind. What you're going to see is that the Cypher is going to be playing this elbow positioning over here. And he has a great setup and he has a trap wire spot that someone runs right into. And he's able to kill them very easily from this elbow. So check this out.
Can't connect the showstopper, but he is on the site here.
Oh, Cutler, what a sneaky guy.
So you saw that clip, Cutler, he was positioned in elbow, and before the round, they didn't actually show him setting up, so I don't know exactly where the wire was, but I was able to play around, and I was able to find a couple different options. So I think it was pretty much one of these two wires right over here. This wire is probably the highest likely because it goes from this wall all the way to the steel thing. While I was trying to find these wires, I also found this one, which is pretty unique. Maybe you can just combo both of these together. And there's also one over here. You can get people that are gonna rotate from long B. So Cutler actually used this wire the whole game on Bind. And then he also did a wire right over here. He did a simple one over here and he put a cage over here. And one of the other things I saw him do a lot was also put a cage right on the window over here. because people essentially have to jump down and they're going to have no vision when they do jump down. When it comes to the camera positioning, this camera is what I saw most of the time from him. It gave him the whole view of the point. Another camera spot I saw from him was also this one over here. He got onto the box. He looked at this part right over here and he just jumped and he placed it as high as he can right over here. And he positioned himself in the elbow. So if anyone ran into his tripwires, he would know. This is a very good position to get people coming out of hookah. And it's also a good off angle to hold for people coming out of long B. And he would just stand here and he would look at the whole site from his camera. He would know if anyone is creeping near hookah. He would know if anyone's coming out of long B. And so it gives you the whole site. Works out really well. People are rarely going to look up here when they're rotating onto the point. So this was a very good setup that I saw him do throughout the grand final game. Alright guys, now we're on bind on B. So I'm going to show you a clip now of the Cypher setting up. And you're going to see some cool trap wires, especially for this spot over here. And what you're also going to see is a cool wall bang trap wire for U-Haul. So check this out.
Landed perfectly where Wardell was bailing.
The speed of these rounds as well, Alex. I mean, he gets the tag as well.
There they are.
This is a huge tag with the camera. No. Oh man,
Oh my
I was
God,
so
that was
worried
close.
that he was actually going to hit that shot.
Alright, so you saw how effective that setup could be. Essentially what he did over here was he put a trap wire off of this tire. This is a very common spot for people to plant in. They're usually going to sage wall this over here, and they're going to usually plant in this area. You're going to aim for the inside of the tire. You're going to put it right over here. This is what you're going to get. So that was the second trap wire. But here's a really cool trap wire that he did over here. And as you saw later in the game, when he used this trap wire, the Sova ran into it. The enemy Sova ran into it. And this wall over here is wall bangable with a heavy weapon like a Odin, an Ares, or as you saw in that video, the Operator. And he just missed that shot on the Sova because the Sova ran over here and he stopped over here and then he moved right over here. So, but again, if you have a heavy weapon, an Ares or an Odin, this is a great trap wire to surprise your opponent with. Early in the game, what you could do is you could just Ares right over here and then wait for the person to run into the trap wire and then just do that. That's gonna work out really well for you. So that's the setup right over here. This is a terrific setup because this trap wire over here is gonna get anyone going to plant. What the Cypher also did was put a cage over here throughout the game. The camera that I saw the Cypher use throughout the game was a pretty simple one over here. He just put it over here and it worked out pretty well. What I would do, however, is if you can, right before you're setting up, come to heaven, come right over here. It's a very simple camera spot, but it's a little more effective and it's a little more mobile and hard to see. You're just gonna put this over here. Gives you a better view of the whole point. Lets you see in the cubby over there. Lets you see if anyone is on the right side of that doorway and showers. So it works out really well. So you combo this camera with those two wires. You have one cyber cage. And what these pro ciphers do is they always have at least one cyber cage handy just in case they have to do a retake. Now, you don't have to always do that, but if you're not sure where to put it or you don't have a good use for it, it's just better to hold on to it because you might need it in a retake. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something new. Hope you learned a new setup. If you like these type of videos where I analyze pro gameplay and break it down and give you guys what the pros were thinking, let me know in the comment section down below. I've started watching a lot of pro Valorant games lately, and these guys are on another level, especially TSM and Sentinel. They're constantly pushing each other when it comes to new strats and everything, because as we know, their aim is godlike, but when it comes to their strategy, it's very good. And there are some really good plays in those games. I look forward to watching more in the future. And if I see anything really broken or OP or really 5-head, I'm going to bring it to you on this channel. So make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when my next video is out. You can see me using these type of setups on Twitch live, so give that a follow. Join the Discord channel. Remember guys, you can actually buy Spicy Curry merch now, so check that out. All links are in the description down below. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.